Hello, I'm Ramin Senanayaka, and in this video, we are gonna discuss question set 21. In the previous video, we discussed how to use the maximum, minimum, and the count functions properly. And in this video, we are gonna further discuss the maximum and the minimum function using subqueries. And let's get started. On the first question, it says, what is the highest mark obtained in the first term mathematics subject? So let's go ahead and open up IDSQL. And so here um, you have to write select, and to find the highest mark we have to use max, and then we select the column mark, and we are selecting it from the student exam mark record table. And to find the term, we have to inner join this table with exam term table, on, and those two joins on term ID from exam term table, and exam term ID from the student exam mark record table. And these two tables are inner joined by subject table to find the subject. So subject table inner joins it student exam mark record table from subject ID. And lastly, we write the condition using where. So the term name is first term, and the subject name is mathematics. And there you go, we have written the query for the first question, and let's go ahead and execute it. And there you go, the max mark of mathematics subject in the first term came out as 90. And on to the second question, what is the highest mark obtained in the second term science subject? So the query goes the same as the previous question. So the only thing that changes here is the term name changes to second term, and the subject name changes to the subject science. So let's go ahead and change it first. So let me explain the query from the beginning. So we are selecting the max mark in order to find the highest mark from the student exam mark record, and that table is inner joined with the exam term table to find the term which is second term, and those two tables are inner joined with subject table to find the subject science. And let's go ahead and execute the query. And there you go, the max mark of science subject in the second term came out as 95. And let's go ahead and answer the third question. What is the highest mark obtained by the students of all students in the second term? So here also we have to find the max mark. So we are taking the mark from student exam mark record table, joining it with exam term table on. So the exam term table joins it student exam mark record using the term ID, where the condition, it says for all subjects in the second term. So the term name equals second term. And there you go, we have written the query for the third question. Let's go ahead and execute it. And there you go, the max mark of all of the subjects in the second term came out as 98.5. And on to the fourth question, which subject got the highest marks in the second term? So to find the subject, we are using a select query. So we have to find the subject name from the subject table. Joining it with student exam mark record table to get the mark. Where mark in, so we have to write a subquery here. So to find the highest mark in the second term, we have to write select max mark from student exam mark record table, joining it with the term table to get the second term. So the exam term table uses the term ID to inner join with student exam mark record table, where here it states the term has second term. So the term name equals second term. And there you go, we have written the query for the fourth question. Let's go ahead and execute the query. So there you go, the subject name came as Sinhala language and literature. The Sinhala language and literature subject got the highest marks in the second term. And on to the fifth question, find the details of the student who got the highest mark in the second term. So here the query is basically the same, apart from some details. Here we have to change the subject name to the details of the students. From here the subject table changes to the student table. So let's go ahead and make the changes. Let's put a select all from student, joining it with student exam mark record from the exam marks DB. So here I have chosen a select all from student table and joined it with student exam mark record, where index number from student table equals the student index number from the student exam mark record table. And there you go, we have written the query for the fifth question. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain the query again. So I have put a select all to get the details of the student from the student table, and I have inner joined the student exam mark record table to it to get the highest marks, and to get the highest mark I have written a select query to get the highest mark, and exam term table is inner joined to the student exam mark record in the subquery to get the term name. And let's go ahead and execute the query, and there you go. We get the details of Sachitra Wickramasinghe, who got highest marks in the second term. And on to the sixth and last question. Find the details of the student who got the highest marks in the mathematics in the first term examination and the class in which he is studying. So, like in the previous query, select. So, I'm gonna choose index number, first name, last name, gender, contact number, and class name for the details of the student from student table, and in joining it with class table, and inner joining those two tables with student exam mark record table, where here we have to find the maximum mark. To do that, we have to write a subquery. So select max mark from student exam mark record table, inner joining it with exam term table, and inner joining those two tables with subject table. And lastly, we write the condition to get the highest mark in the first term of mathematics. So the subject name is mathematics, and the term name is first term. And there you go, we have written the query for the sixth question. I'm going to explain it from the beginning. So here we have to find the details of the student who got the highest marks. So here I have chosen index number, first name, last name, gender, contact number from the student table, and the class name from the class table. And here I have inner joined the student and the class table, and those two tables are inner joined with student exam mark record table to get the mark. And to get the highest mark, I have written a subquery. So in this subquery, the highest mark is taken from the student exam mark record table, and that student exam mark record table is inner joined with exam term table and the subject table to get the subject name and the term name. And let's go ahead and execute the query, and there you go, we get all of the details of the students who got the highest mark in mathematics in the first term. So the highest mark for mathematics in the first term is 90. So here all of the students have scored 90 in mathematics in the first term examination. And that concludes the video for answering the question set 21. Let's meet in the next video answering the question set 22. And thank you for watching.